Hi, welcome to our channel.
We're the GraceNotesStitchers, and we haven't posted a video for a month.
So I'm Corrin.
I'm Colleen.
And we're a channel about cross stitch. You're going to get a little bit of everything today because we haven't filmed in, would you say, over a month?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, thank you for all of the kind comments. We've gotten a few messages of people checking in on us, making sure we were all okay and everything else. So I very, very much appreciate all the well wishes and the concerns that you all had. We are okay. Everything has been fine. Not a lot of stitching. So there wasn't.
I'd say a bit for me because,
You've been stitching in your room. But not as much stitching as normal. Let's just put it that way. So I felt even just making videos alone, I had nothing to show to you all. So we'll just jump in with our videos are going to be irregular. So if you enjoy watching us, hit like, subscribe first. You can like our posts, our videos, and the other thing is hit the bell to get notifications. Then you will be notified when a new video comes up because
we can't say
when it's gonna be again.
We post every Sunday.
We really do enjoy posting every Sunday, but not if we don't have things to show. And like next Sunday,
we'll be gone.
We will be out of town. Okay, I don't get this. I'm just jumping into life, okay? I don't understand this, but without my two younger kids, somehow
you feel a lot more productive.
I'm more productive. We're stitching. We got more cleaning done. We're making better meals. And we said it's because we're not getting complaints. And it's true. I feel like it's true. And my husband's enjoying all of it. But he's been helping out too around the house. But, you know, so it's just those kinds of things. It's nothing to do with us not wanting to make videos. It's just no time to sit down and make videos. We are going to pick up those other two next week.
No puppies.
And
no
puppies.
Paris is here.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I think I'm a little more productive because I'm not sitting there in my chair cuddling a pup.
Because Paris just go,
just hold me.
You don't need to go anywhere.
You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to do anything. And I might be a little taller than Colleen now because I have a sewing chair. We went ahead and got a sewing chair and my husband was afraid. The back pain that I've been, what'd you get on you? The back pain that I've been having from sitting over my serger too often. This hits the pressure in the right place. So thank you, Carla from Craft.DK. I got the exact chair you told me to get. Might be a different color than you sent. And I know you just Googled it on whatever you want to call it, searched it on Amazon and sent me the link. So I know you weren't suggesting a certain color. Anything else? Out of the corner here, that is my new sewing machine. So should I just start with that?
No, go ahead.
I did get a new sewing machine. It's a Bernina. I'm absolutely in love with it. I've been trying to make sure I have time with it almost every night. So my time with it today was brief because I knew I wanted to film. And because I didn't really make a mistake, I just forgot to, I'm following Vanna Pfeiffer's tutorial on an envelope bag, and it turned out amazing. I'm not quite done. I have one more step to go, but I am really, really pleased. I mean, I made a bag.
And what not to make the butt coffee.
Yeah. So I stitched the sides, but I neglected to go all the way up and around. And I said to my husband, you know, just to make it look better, I'm going to go up and around. And then I kept watching her video and somehow I missed that. So, because I watch a step, write it down, and then I follow the step. But yes, my Q-snap fits right in.
Did you work on that at all?
No.
Or no?
I made it for it on purpose. But what I'm finding is it goes in not tight. I gave myself enough leeway, and with the seams that she suggested, it turned out great in size that I think I might be able to quilt my next bag, and I would do the quilting before I sew the seams together. Sew the edges. Anyway, I really enjoyed making this. It did not take terribly long. The cutting, of course, is the hardest part. But I will be making it again. So basically, like yesterday, I did this. So each day, I just have been following a new step. Just to give myself time with my sewing machine and not take away all my stitchy time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I was trying to say. Is I don't want to take my stitching time away from for sewing time, especially because my sewing is for my cross stitch. And my husband and I. Is there anything you want to say before I talk about what we've been doing? I think I did talk about antiquing a little bit.
Yeah.
So on his days off, we're out most of the day. We go to antique stores looking for frogs and little dishes to match. So we've been enjoying that. We go to quilt shops, buy fabric. He helps me. He enables me. He makes me spend too much money. And
then she comes home or I come home and then she goes, "You said I have a fabric problem. I don't, right?" And I say, maybe.
Yeah, I don't have a fabric problem. Not at all. And then this week, we actually, while we were out, we drove to another town and got to see my son in concert live. So that was really awesome because we actually did watch him on live stream on Sunday. So we got to see a mini concert during a church service. But we got to see the full concert this past Thursday night.
Full concert. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it was a lot more songs. It lasted long. And then that church had an ice cream social afterwards. The pastor's wife made ice cream cakes. And I mean cakes. My husband had a peanut butter chocolate ice cream cake. My son had mint chocolate chip mixed with chocolate. I had strawberry shortcake. And then she also made toasted coconut caramel. Oh my gosh. And it was frozen, like ice cream. And I think there was some vanilla ice cream, but it was mixed with cream cheese. So it was, and with a graham cracker crust. So it was like eating a cheesecake. And she actually toasted the coconut. I mean, oh my goodness. She's like, "Oh, it was easy to make." I'm like, "Really?" Okay. So we took a picture of the name so that I could Google it.
Oh, nice.
So we'll see. I don't know. All right.
Whips.
Should we do whips or finishes first?
You want to finish?
Well, kind of. Not my finish.
Is it mine? Fully finished.
FFO. Should we do FFOs?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I don't have an FFO, but the third member of GraceNotesStitchers does. So Mr. GraceNotes has an FFO. And you did it upside down.
I know.
Our resident framer framed, and I couldn't find my brown paper, which was just dumb because it was right here.
It was right here.
And we were looking at all kinds of corners and crevices, and I closed my door, and there it was. So anyway, this is Freedom Crow on Etsy. I do not know the designer, but it is from Etsy. And we saw it by Kathy from Two Needles Pulling Thread. If you're not watching them, yes, they mostly, I mean like 90%, 95% of their stitching is primitive, but they are just so fun to listen to. They're interesting. I just love them.
The backing paper will be redone.
Are you going to redo it?
Yeah.
He likes it. Just wishes it was not upside down.
Yeah, well, you're not going to see it, but actually now I think about that's going to be hard to get out with it.
Yeah, so don't do that.
Okay.
Backing paper is good.
All right.
Do you have it? Do you want to show yours?
Yes. So I have a finished object that is at my work now.
Oh, I didn't iron this
because it's been so long that I don't even think we made a Flosstube where I went, "Oh, I'll work on this." So here I got like a huge printout of a mock-up. I finished my black stallion, which I can just show you, kind of like, and they did crazy frames for it.
Hold on, because you did finish.
Oh. So, and then more like the black frame there, that's what they did. And I found something I liked. So if you can see that.
And the matte tends to look like it's wood grainy.
I know. And I love this frame, and when we were looking at the sample before I brought my piece or anything, we were like, "Oh yeah, that would be like, I could use that frame again." But then I realized, no, that's a frame I just still had liked, but I thought would look good for fans, but went with a different one for fans. So
well,
I actually
because it's too many jagged lines for the
blur that was right there. Yeah. So
of fans.
I love this. Like, someone got like a Lord of the Rings poster thingy. Like, I got to frame it, and they used this frame, and I was like, oh, it's so beautiful. So I just love the frame. But
And Mr. GraceNotes had another finish.
oh yeah,
This is PA, Pennsylvania. I don't remember the designer, and I don't remember exactly the pattern. If
it's not Blackbird.
no, it's not anything common.
Okay.
I think it's local. I don't know. But anyway, I will put the name of it in here if I remember. I can't guarantee it.
2 colors, and he stitched it in a day.
Yeah, he did this in 24 hours of cross stitch. We didn't even make a 24 hours of cross stitch video. I mean, like, this is how...
Well, I mean, yeah, Jamie was visiting.
Yeah, my sister came. It was a wonderful weekend. It was really, really nice. She had fun with her.
She dropped off one of her pieces off, and the frame she had brought with her that was from a different Hobby Lobby, it had to be painted. It was only a primed frame, so like it's a nice fancy one. But yeah, so she got that too.
So they took it outside, put paper down on the grass, and then they spray painted it. Sorry, and then got it all ready. And then the next day or two, you took the frame back to work. So they were already mounted, or they already had it set to be mounted and everything else. So that was nice because it is a Hobby Lobby frame, so that was good that they could just pop it right in there. Did I pick up my... I've shown all my pieces that I picked up, correct? I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. I have nothing else dropped off. I have things to drop off.
I have one more piece dropped off, but you only get to see that when it's fully finished.
Yes. It's being reframed. You've seen it before.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know. Maybe we did show it on Flosstube, but
yes, we did.
I like being that things get laced now. I'm like, I feel like so much better than putting on a sticky board. I was just like, that hurts me now.
Well, it doesn't bother me. I mean, yes, I know technically you shouldn't use sticky board, but you know,
it's
I'm not
going
to live long enough, but for it to go bad. But it's not always straight. So I want them to lace it
because as soon as it's like laced, you can still like adjust it. Like it's so much easier to frame things with that way.
I don't think I showed this.
I'll start over with this.
So my husband actually picked out this water bottle from Kohl's, and it's so funny because he gave me a different one for my birthday, and I just kind of questioned when I pulled it out of the bag. It wasn't like, ew, this is horrible, but I just pulled it out and I was like, I guess he thought I needed another water bottle. He goes, no. He goes, we're taking that back. I wanted you to have something to open. This is the one I wanted to give you. Our Kohl's said they had it in stock, and when he went shopping, they didn't. So he said, we'll go to another Kohl's and exchange it and get the one I wanted to get you. And I love it. It's like the only one I use now. These are Contigo water bottles, and they don't leak. They stay cold for hours, like all day long. So,
whip time? Whip time?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's already on it. 20 minutes. So, other than Crystal's piece, Crystal from Crystal Row, her dreaming of daisies, it took me forever, and I did choose a bigger motif. So,
I don't know if I showed mine of this.
Oh, so I got Carla's Dreaming of Tulips at StitchCon. And I was like, I'll pick a small motif and stitch that. So, in a center card.
I didn't make sure I did.
I don't think you did. So
I'm gonna look while she shows off.
And this fabric is PB&J by Fortnite Fabrics. I believe it's like a 28 count. But so there's 3 people who did. Okay, so
I gotta sign your card.
Carla did that one, Crystal did that one, Mother did that one, and I did the triangular one.
It's really cute.
I like my back stitching. It looks pretty interesting. Well, maybe I'll fold it like that. I didn't see it better. There we go.
All right, so I just reading the second card that she wrote to us. Just make sure there's nothing I forgot. Yeah. So if I didn't show, there's mine also. The next one we have is Janet from Janet Jabber. So. My husband had some oral surgery this past week, and I took it. So last time he had surgery, I wasn't allowed to be in the room with him. So I didn't know if they'd let me or not. So I went ahead and took stitching. Well, they let me stay with him. So I concentrated on him. So I'm going to take it again Tuesday because he didn't finish. It was a root canal. I don't know why I'm calling it oral surgery. He had root canals done. So anyway, as he's getting those done, finished up this coming week, I'm taking Janet's project again. We'll see if I get to stitch on it. If not, after dying this week, I will have to just... Huh?
You'll have to just pass that to me. I'll get mine done before you.
Oh, you're so funny. So Hannah, I'm going to sign the card, and this will be on the way to you. Okay, so that was an hour whip, I guess. Do you want to show, or do you want me to?
How many whips do you have? 3?
3.
I have 2 more, so you can.
Okay, so this has been my favorite one to work on right now. One of my favorite ones to work on. I started this July 4th weekend with my friend Nikki. She's in one of my stitching groups, and we're on a team together, and we're friends, and we chat like every day or two.
What are you doing on pink fabric?
I am doing this on Grace Notes Swiss Mocha Jobelin. 32 count Jobelin. I'm not sure if it's going to show through or not. But, so this was just started July 4th.
Okay.
3rd, 4th. But I have more done. It's wrapped up in there because I started in the center. And then I'm sorry to block you here, but I worked my way up and out. So this is the end corner. Give me a moment. This is the end corner. Kind of looks like a Marie's tail here. It's the top end of her dress, gown, whatever you want to call it.
It's almost
I'm not worrying about the wreath.
Let me see. It's almost
because from doing Sleeping Beauty from Mirabilia, I've been getting bogged down on the wreath type thing that's at the top.
I think it's almost like the bed's like too small, like her knees are bent at some point and her legs go to the back of the mattress.
I don't know, but it's
and
pretty.
Then her dress flares out.
Maybe. I don't know where it's the bottom of the dress. But, well, she's really short. Yeah, she's not that short. But anyway, so this is what I've been working on since the past 2 weeks or something like that. I have very much enjoyed working on this. I am skipping all of the blended threads. So what I basically did, if you're wondering why it's so scattered, is I would go off of something I had already done, work my way up, and then I would work that until I ended my thread basically, but then I would actually work my way up. Sometimes I would count a few stitches and work down, but I tried to not travel at all. So each set I would do separately and just keep moving on because I wanted to make it over here. And I don't want to have the debacle that I have on Sleeping Beauty. Okay. And the reason I'm enjoying this, I think, so much is because Cinderella is silvery and white on Silver Moon. So it's like, I have no color. It's boring. That's mine. Yeah. Oh, you want me to do another?
Tell your story.
Okay, so some of you know that I've made my own little floss cards, like a big, not a Peiko, but you know, one of those things with holes. And so I pulled this out today. The Fox from Cottage Garden Samplings. I haven't worked on this since June. And I couldn't find my floss card with all my DMCs. Only my fancy floss was in my bag. And I knew I had a floss card. For the life of me, I was pretty sure that that floss card was down here. It wasn't. However, I found the one I did for Friend Stitch. So, I don't know why it didn't dawn on me there was 2 sets of numbers. Because, see, I was lazy. The card itself is all bubbly because I didn't laminate it correctly. So, it's going to be thrown away when I'm done with this project. Or I should say this whole series. So I hand wrote those numbers and took off the stickers that I didn't need. So I should have known it was a second project. Like, just, anyway. So I tore apart, I cleaned my cart. Like, I cleaned it last week. I cleaned it even more this week. Like, it's just, it's really nice looking. I cleaned the hutch. It's nice looking. Like, really clean. Cleaned off the table, cleaned the counters in the kitchen, came down, cleaned, well, my stitchy room was actually pretty much cleaned up. I just started looking in all my other project bags. And I took the Friend Stitch one card up, and I'm like, I don't know why I never emptied this. And I actually went to my Annie's Keepers, and I put back all the threads on the card. And then I was like, okay, so this front stitch card is empty now. We're going to use that for the fox. And I'm going to see what numbers are still on here that I need. So I'm going to go through the whole series. And as I'm going through, I get to like the 5th or 6th number. And I'm looking at the handwritten numbers. They're all for the fox.
Mm-hmm.
I had just hours before put away all my threads that I needed for this project. And spent hours cleaning.
Yep.
Cleaning was necessary.
Well, I was gonna make scissor flaps, and I started just putting the charms on, and then I was like, okay, I'll attach a bead, and then I just went like, where's all the wire?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they were out the entire day, and I had come back from work, so I spent the whole day looking for
wire.
I did not find it, but I went all over the house, probably 20 times, probably just 10 times, but yeah, I didn't find it, so yeah, that was
Her sister probably has it somewhere.
I'm thinking it's somewhere.
It's gotta be in their bedroom,
but
it's, you didn't
like,
tear apart.
It's like 5 colors of wire.
So anyway, she wanted you to know the story of me going crazy in my own head.
Yeah, but you actually found yours, and
I did find it.
Found your solution, so hopefully.
I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna use this. I'm just gonna use it.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I'd already thought of that.
So I have stitched the amount on this piece that I wanted to, so my goal is done. It is America the Beautiful by Sue Hillis Designs, and the color of like the outline of the states, I didn't do that color, but I did in the color of the wording America the Beautiful, because my fabric looks a little bit darker than the paler fabric here. And when I said, oh, I'm stitching on boring fabric, my mother went, what? Excuse me? And I put it, I'm like, it's not dyed fabric. So she's like, ah, okay. So can like you cover this?
Yeah. I'm gonna cover it with my fox.
So, let's do it.
Go ahead.
I have all 50 states done. I just stitched Hawaii today, but I was working on the other part.
Should we talk about
Alaska? And I had started stitching that, and then I put it down, like for a while, and I picked it back up, and then I stitched some, and I'm like, this is not meeting up, and that's because I made a mistake last time I was working on it. So anyways, my next goal to work and to get done in this before I put it back is, and yeah, there's so much wrinkles and stuff, but
she's been stitching in hand. But I mean, it's got a lot of traveling. I mean, I can't blame her.
Mm-hmm. But I did a variegated, like red, white, and gray tone, and it was like a DMC one, but then the beautiful, and I'm like, I have to stitch something that, you know, looks beautiful. When you're saying the beautiful, you're like, yes, that's beautiful. So that is in, just lost my wrapper.
The wrapper she's been playing with here.
So it's a DMC satin, S820, and it's just so fun.
Like sapphire. Oh, it's so pretty.
So I think
Hold it up against us.
So like sapphire is really, like, I like that color.
Blue?
Oh, just against it.
Mm-hmm.
But like one tone or something, I feel like the name of it is like ultramarine, and like that's the blue that I love. So I feel like that's more of what you would name that. I don't know, like it is sapphire, but I mean sapphire, the real sapphire, more
yeah,
muted.
they're a little darker.
So like the bright blue, almost
Royal.
artificial.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so excited. So now I can put that whip away. Where'd my wrapper go?
Doesn't really matter right now. Right now, are you going to show that?
Oh, I just started working this on tonight because I finished that goal. Silver Unicorn. I didn't have much done as I thought I did, and I was gonna go to Governor's Palace, but I thought I had at least 2 trees started. I only have the 1 tree started. But anyways, got working with this, and the fabric's pretty close in the colors and stuff, but there is a little bit of there's back stitching outlining the unicorn, and there's a pretty border too. And it's good to get away from the Ada, because I've been stitching on Ada for, I want to say 3 projects that I've just been working on, but.
And your dad had to frog his piece a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He learned what that was like, and he didn't love it. So then when she had to frog Alaska, she texted him And he's like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, it's really not that big a deal. But
That
he
is
was
so
just like, oh, I feel so bad for you.
Yeah, he's like actually understanding it.
Yeah.
So he was kind
So
of
it was really cute. It was really cute. And yeah, we're working on him. Maybe one day we'll get him a floss tube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Colleen's got my other project. I put this away not knowing if I'd be getting it back out. But at the end, my last day of 24 hours of cross stitch, that was last Sunday. Since my other girls were not here and I had space because, I mean, they work during the day and I'm only teaching 2 days. I was like, I really want to get this out and work on it. So I did, and I got over 3,000 stitches. So
Is this 25 count?
It's 28 count.
It is 28?
Yeah, I don't do any more than 25.
Okay, no, it doesn't have that thing.
Yeah.
That seems a little strange.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
28 count Lagana. All right. So I did hit my goal. I mean, I didn't really have a goal. It was just stitch as much as I can. But till I got down here, I was like, I'm finishing this diagonal. So I finished my diagonal, and then I like to go work my way back up the diagonal and go ahead and use any of these threads hanging down before I even start stitching. That way I can end some. I can just lose some of my parked threads before I even get into, I'm going to put this down, before I get into new pieces. So, yeah, I was really, really pleased. I got all of those diagonals either weaved in, finished threads, parked in a new place, whatever, but those colors that have been used are done. And so what I finished was Adonis. This is Aphrodite and Adonis. I actually got done, I don't think I had but the peak of his nose here and his arm. So I got all of that done. And so he actually looks like a person now. Although I think I'm going to start calling them Adam and Eve.
I know, because with all the trees.
They look like Adam and Eve to me.
Yeah, the way, yeah. I feel like
So, first couple in human history, so. Yeah. To me, they're Adam and Eve.
And yes.
Just saying.
She has to be covered.
What?
She has to be covered, so they put a dress on her.
He's wearing an animal skin.
Yeah. That's more, it feels a lot more like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Oh, it might not be an animal skin. It just might be like the Drake thing, but it looks like an animal skin. Plans. I mean, it's 10:15, but I do know I'm at least going to get my next in this. Just to at least get my 200 stitches for the ingredient I'm cooking for my cooking game. I don't know if I'm going to work. I might work on it more. Get another ingredient started just because I have time tonight. Depends. I've been drinking iced coffee this evening.
I'm so excited for this. And my other piece.
But it's not be ready for a little bit.
No, it's not, but...
And then I'll be going back to this Sleeping Princess. And you're going to work more on Pegasus?
Unicorn.
Unicorn? She has a Pegasus and a unicorn. We are traveling Saturday and Sunday to go get my girls and come back. I am dyeing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, however long it takes me. I am mimicking a color of Picture This Plus for a specific person, for a shop. It's not going as well as I would like it to. I am not a copier, and I'm finding that. And so I will get things as close as I can when people put in special requests, like send me pictures. But to be exact, it's not my forte, and that's not who I want to be.
Yeah.
So I said to my husband, I will try to get close. What I prefer is when somebody pulls out a piece of my fabric and says, hey, this is like Picture This Pluses this. I'm like, wow, that makes me feel so good. But I don't want to be like, I dyed that to be just like somebody else's fabric. Yeah, I don't want to be known for that. Copycat. I don't want to be a copycat. Oh, any haul or anything you wanted to share?
We did just order 31 bags.
Oh,
and the one is to be like by my bed. It's a square bag that can just hold my whips, because I believe the basket I kind of would have liked to have was discontinued at Hobby Lobby, because it's like an oval basket.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if it didn't really fit my style.
I was looking for this piece. In the bottom of my bag getting wrinkled. Now it needs iron. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I have it finished for now. So I Belong to the Cross Stitch Nation was in the bottom of my bag. When I was digging today, I was like, I don't even know where that project is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the beginning of the month, we have done a floss tube at the very beginning of the month.
Oh.
We spun Hannah. We knew she wanted yellow. And that weekend, I finished her. I finished her in 2 days. It was very, very exciting. I may have worked on her, I think, on Zoom, which we have adjusted to be the first weekend of every month.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be traveling the first weekend of the month. I know, isn't she sweet? So I'll try to get on for a little bit, but I am going to be out of town. And the internet at my parents' is not good at all. The lighting is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take a little project, but I wasn't planning on taking Stella. I might have to. I'll show you. I don't think I showed you.
I don't see.
So anyway, Hannah is done. Okay. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Next. Okay. So we had a little bit of stitchy kindness. So I had a friend, Maggie, who, if you're not watching, she is Kitty Wips on Instagram and on YouTube. And she had asked me to dye a specific color, and as a favor to a friend, I did. So I'm not going to tell you which one it is.
Okay.
It's for her chatelaine, and how could I not say no? I mean, like, how could I say no when, like, my chatelaine is the whole reason we even have a business? So anyway, yes, it might just say the amazing Corrin Simpson. Just saying. No, she's so sweet. She is just like the sweetest, most fun person ever. And by the way, she is the person who is co-hosting the Mirabilia Retreat next fall, October 2023. All right.
So I did see those. I didn't know that.
She sent these to us to make needle minders.
Adorable.
So I said, you get to pick which one you want.
I don't know. You always get Belle stuff.
I know.
Oh, I was like, she's cute. I like Snow White.
I like Snow White too.
Oh, she got a little.
I was like, and if she didn't like them, I'll take them both. that was my conversation with my husband.
But yeah, I like this one.
So this, not exactly Stitchy Kindness. Actually, it's Stitchy Kindness on our part, right? So our friend Cindy is Farmhouse Flossies. And while we were at StitchCon, we were talking about her threads, and I strongly encouraged her to start a Facebook group and come up with a name, which she did all on her own. We gave her so many helps, and her name is so much better than anything else that we had told her or given her suggestions for. So she definitely knew what she was doing there. But we were talking about coordinating some fabric of the month with some of her colors. So I'm not sure if we're still going to do that because it would spoil her fabric of the month. Like she would know what color it was. And then we wouldn't be able to send it at the same time because we don't.
Yeah.
It's just, there was a lot of things. So anyway, I took a night to think about it. I went back to her the next day, told her about the Facebook group, like how we started. And I mean, this thing has like exploded overnight. So please join Farmhouse Flossie's Facebook group. It's not huge. She's growing, but it looks like she's selling really well. Her threads are to die for. Now, I took these from StitchCon, so there's no names on them. She's named them all now. I can't tell you what these are because I'm sending these back, by the way. That's why I said it's not exactly Stitchy Kindness. I had promised her, and I was going to take one or two, and then I kept finding colors that I liked. So I was like, I promise I'll send these back with your fabric of the month. So I'm sending these back to her like in 2 weeks or something like that. But I wanted to show you all some of the amazingness that is Farmhouse Flossies. And when I took these, there was not a name to the business, and there was not a name to the threads, and there is. And she comes up with these amazing names, and they are cotton, by the way. But look how pretty she dyes them. So these ones probably will have a name and be tagged in an album someday soon. And like when I saw this one, I just couldn't like. This is totally me. That just doesn't do it justice. Oh, looky here. I have a white background. Look at that red. I was like, how many of these can I take? And I was like, I don't know. And I kept taking. Look at these. So pretty. She does such an amazing job. Such an amazing job.
My favorite.
Her favorite, but somehow it got a little jumbled in my... I kept them in Cindy, I kept them in the plastic, I promise. So I don't know if somebody else had looked through this one before we got to it. But we just pulled them out of the plastic for the first time. So anyway, again, her name is Cindy. Farmhouse Flossies on Facebook. She does use PayPal invoicing. I can't say enough about how nice and sweet and wonderful she is to work with. But she's a wonderful, wonderful person in real life. StitchCon was not the first time I met her. She's just super kind and good for a group, and you know, share some Grace Notes love with her. We did not show our fabric of the month from last month. Ooh, what's that color? Sognando, because
wait, what's that?
Yeah, this is June. We never showed
Wow,
June.
I think someone's a little late in delivering.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Oh wait, this one's yours. And so is this one.
All
right.
I kind of like this piece better.
So people were having trouble saying it, so it was Sognando.
Oh, I like this color.
Remember that all of our colors are a musical term.
Oh, this is so pretty.
Don't ask me what Sognando means right now, because that was my daughter, my middle daughter, who chose it. She had a feeling.
It's really like pale, but like I like when it's folded up, or like that light.
And I forget what we even said about the color. That when I texted the name to Hannah from Hannah Dowling, that I just stitched, I said to her, this is the name, I'm not telling you the color, but this is the name, Dreaming, right? It was like dreams, dreaming. So we looked up what musical terms mean dreaming. She's like, when this came, she goes, this was the color I pictured when you told me it was Sognando, dreaming. I was like, how cool is that? And then this was actually an instant popular color.
Sparkling grape.
That's real hard to say, isn't it? Oh,
that's beautiful.
You know me, I wanted to go with more coffee names and lattes, and my children are so much more cold, creative.
And creative.
Yes. So everybody should have had these by now, which again, it was really cool. I don't know where yours is. I gave them to you. They're out on your shelf already.
Okay.
So I've decided just to stop dyeing us our own fabrics. We're just taking what is left, because we always have something left, just because this is just an FYI. If you cancel through the system for our fabric of the month, I would love to get a message that says, hey, I canceled, because I have a spreadsheet. I don't get notified. Actually, I do now. I think I have it set up that when people cancel, can't be 100% sure, but I didn't know when people cancel their fabric of the month. So my spreadsheet still has them all on. I still die for anybody who has canceled, or if somebody hasn't paid yet, it's died. And please, please, please message me if you have problems with your credit cards or anything like that. I'm not offended. I will troubleshoot things till the cows come home. I have no problem. I understand problems. I mean, when I had to order 31 with my friend a few months ago, it was a nightmare. So I don't care. Things like this happen. So I'm not going to judge anybody, I promise. But 3 people got canceled because the system had tried them for 5 days in a row. and then the system automatically canceled them. So fortunately, I found some of them, but it's just frustrating to me. So I kind of need to know when people cancel.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we get leftover fabrics. For sometimes I miscount, things like that. So we're taking what's left. So this is a 28
count
Lugana.
Diminuendo.
Diminuendo, which means gradually softer. And that's immediately what I thought of when I saw this.
This one really is, like, with this lighting, it's hard to see it.
Mm-hmm. And this is...
And it's Lugana.
Yeah, another Lugana.
This is 32 count.
Yeah.
Oh,
And this is
some there.
mint matcha.
If it's actually going to show up.
I don't know if the green's showing up.
Like, I can see a little bit of modeling.
There is hair, which might be mine.
Like, I can see it, but almost it looks like we're holding up white fabric.
Well, no, it does not look like white fabric. But it is really washed out in our light.
Like, I can see the modeling. Like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's not my phone washing it out. It's the light.
LED.
That's not an LED, honey.
That's an LED. Well,
it's an old
it's
LED.
an old light, but it's white light, so...
It is a white light. It's daylight lamp, like an original one from 20 years ago. All right. Haul. That was haul. So we have been going out to shops, my husband and I, when we go antiquing. And I found, from the primitive hair, linen. So obviously I'm going to have to find some linen to stitch her on. I don't know if I want this linen. It's cute, but I kind of want to use some Grace Notes. And my husband is only stitching Grace Notes, by the way. And then my August of 2022 has come of the Cross Stitcher magazine. So I am going to take a moment and look through this with Colleen and show you things that might tickle our fancy. And I will show them to you. Oh, this is the August 2022 edition.
Oh.
So many ads at the beginning. Ooh, Nature's Diary. Kind of looks like it's going to be a new series.
Like a steam.
I like to show you guys whenever there's series because you might want to either subscribe digitally or run out to Barnes & Noble and get it. And this is called the Beachcomber Collection because it is still available at Barnes & Noble. And then if you want to subscribe, you can. You still have time. Take a trip. Passport. There's so many cute things in this. So that I get Cross Stitcher magazine just because I love it. That's not right. Ladybird, Ladybird. You know me and ladybugs. So I'll be following this to see if she does any more like dragonflies.
Ladybird, ladybug.
I don't know. Well, some people do call ladybugs ladybirds.
Okay.
I have heard that. That's actually not something totally unknown to me. Yeah. Creature comforts. I mean, there's some cute things, but and they always have. I'm not really sure why, but there's always two alphabets. And me,
You could stitch a lampshade.
Yep. Me, I'm not a alphabet person to begin with.
That is so cool.
Well, you, my dear, always like the Create a Classic.
Create a Classic?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the feature? Wait, is that actual frame or is that just them? No.
That's the drawing.
Yeah.
But so look to the stars.
Look at those colors.
So this is the series she always likes. Always. Always, always, always. Yeah, they actually tell you how to make the miniature. So, yep, that's the Create a Classic. So I always like to show you guys that. And then if I like, of course, any series. That's a Doreen Jones. They did an interview with Doreen Jones, who can do it. The piece I showed you at the beginning. And then Destination is Tokyo. So they've done Tokyo and Paris already. So 1, 2, 3 in England. So 5 or Canada. So 5 of them have already been done. But you know me, I'm all about
Paris.
well, not just that, but
Traveling. Destination.
Stitch-alongs.
Oh, stitch-alongs, yeah.
So I was like that.
I realized you hung up because I was sad that our baby
Yeah, I don't know if that's in the frame.
Outings in the video.
But above Paris is here, and then we have Queen of Everything that Hannah bought me for my birthday last year.
And it literally looks like Paris when she has a certain haircut and she was wearing that tiara.
So my husband put that up on the wall. He's been putting projects up for us.
My
He's
diamond art got put up on the wall. That thing is
the big old peacock.
like framed. It's like 3 feet big.
Yeah, he said, "Is this really where you want it?" And she's like, "Yep."
I was like, if it somehow fell off the wall while I was sleeping, because he thought maybe over the bed. I'm like, I hope.
And then the next day, he's like, "That was actually really smart."
Just like Alan had stuff up above the dresser, so when we took that down, like it felt like it's the same size.
And that's another thing. Some people have asked when Alan's coming home. He's not. He only has like a 2-week break because he's doing soccer in the fall. So this coming Saturday, when we'll pick up my girls, he's coming to my parents. So we'll get to spend 48 hours with him, basically. We'll spend Saturday and Sunday before driving home with him. And then he's staying there because it's 3 hours closer to school. So that's 6 hours. He'd have to drive 3 hours here, 3 hours home, back to my parents before going back to school. And their house is literally on the way to school.
And he'll get good cooking, and he
doesn't have to relax.
He doesn't have like
no
he doesn't have
responsibilities
time to like want to work. Like he's not gonna be doing that. So
yeah, even if he wanted to work, nobody's gonna hire him for 10 days basically. 10 days. And then he left a lot of stuff at my parents in their basement to take back to school. And since he brought it all in one trip, he can take it all back in one trip. And then so he just said, "Mom, I hope you don't feel bad." I said, "I don't feel bad. I know. I understand."
I don't mind.
Besides, now she won't have to give up her room. And, he FaceTimes me once in a while, so it's not like I never get to see him. And no, it's not the same, but it's all right. And my mom takes really good care of him. But he said next summer he's interning out at my dad's church because he's in a youth pastoral program at Appalachian Bible College in West Virginia. And he is going to spend the 2 weeks with them and helping out. He said maybe there's some things that my dad could use some help, even if it's just mowing. He wants to help my dad out while he can. So that's really cool. And my husband, can I just say, has been like really helping me out. And one of the things that has helped with my new sewing machine is he comes down and sits with me. So he likes to see me create, and he has a planned project for me to make for him. And he wants one of these envelopes, but I have to make a template.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm not lonely. That's one thing about sewing, is it's kind of a lonely thing. You can't sit and watch TV. I could put my headphones in and watch Flosstube, but he's here, so I haven't been watching a lot of Flosstube because we've been spending a lot of time together. He comes home from work. He even helped me make dinner one night when nobody else was around, so that was really nice. It was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't okay.
It wasn't this week. Colleen's been doing dinner with me. It's been fun.
Today, well, I did make last week on Tuesday. I made gyoza. So I had leftovers for the next 3 days.
This child actually made homemade wrappers. They were fantastic.
The easy part, but I did have to like add water as I went because I was just like, this is not sticking together. But yeah, it was great. So then I had leftover meat, so I had that for
lunch today,
which was probably
a day late.
I don't usually keep leftovers, but today
she's not sick, so that's good.
We used the leftover cabbage, like just because I didn't use all of it. And
it wasn't cooked cabbage.
Which I didn't realize the corned beef. I even when I paid for it, I didn't realize it was actually that much. So I was like, I bought like 3 things, and it was that much. So
corned beef is not cheap meat. But tell them why.
Delicious. Why it's so? Wait, why it's not?
Why we had corned beef and cabbage?
Because we didn't get to have it on St. Patrick's Day.
So our St. Patrick's Day tradition, even though we're not Irish, is corned beef and cabbage with salt potatoes. You boil potatoes and salt and salt water. And then I love red potatoes. Just love red potatoes.
And they're good.
And then, but it was around the time of our anniversary, so we didn't have them.
Yeah, you were away.
I was away. And I said to her, we will have it sometime. I promise. And my other girls don't love it. And whenever she'd bring it up, they'd moan and groan. And she said, I have leftover cabbage. Can I pick up some corned beef? I was like, yes, please.
So we made the Instant Pot. Just use like
yeah,
the
Instant Pot. Oh my goodness.
The meat is so soft. I don't think we really cook with corned beef. So like other ways it might be soft, but like it's
no boiled. It's not so soft.
If you boil it,
yeah, that's how the traditional way was. I mean, that I've seen.
And then I would say it was definitely good, but the first time having it in the Instant Pot, like the cabbage, it was so like melting your mouth.
Well, it was different recipe.
Different recipe, and I had two kinds of cabbage.
It still was good. I mean, I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We have some leftovers that I asked my husband. He said it's fine. We'll have it for dinner tomorrow night.
So I told my sisters, "You're missing out." And they're like, "Blah, no, we're not. Our Grammy's cooking."
And see, life. We had to get a new stove.
Yeah.
Our oven went on the fritz a few weeks ago, and so we could still cook on our stovetop, but we couldn't bake anything. So, like, I love to make casseroles, and my toaster oven's not near big enough for our family. So we ordered a stove through Best Buy.
Oven. Whirlpool.
Yes, and it was delivered that Saturday, so that was awesome. So we've had it now 2 weeks. And die week, of course, we couldn't eat at home anyway because can't use the kitchen because things are all out and contaminated. So it has a grill plate in the center of it, and Colleen's like, Mom, we need to make something on this. We gotta use this. I want to use this. I was like, ooh, kind of like me with my 24 hours of cross stitch. I made pepperoni rolls using all 3 of our oven racks. I was excited.
So it's got a burner, so like you got your 4 burners.
Yeah, it's an oval burner in the middle.
So the whole thing lights up and it's an even cooking.
Yeah. So we made burgers. And
those were good.
Like with the works, sorry we're talking about food, but like lettuce and tomato, we like on our burgers. But as I was slicing some onions for my husband who loves onions, we don't, but I like sauteed onions. So I said to her, you want me to grill us some onions? And I took the onions and I just threw them in between the burgers.
Picture.
Oh, we got a puppy picture.
When she literally FaceTimed my sister to have her teach or tell her how to make her iced coffee.
Yeah, I asked Leanne, can you tell me how to make my iced coffee? And she goes, and she FaceTimes me because she literally had me put my cup on the counter and the phone in front of it, and she said, pour until I say stop.
But then at the end, I was like,
that's the directions.
When do I get my puppy picture? Because they've kind of been.
Yeah, and the puppy wasn't in the room or anything with Liam.
So I'm just like.
But so anyway, back to the burgers. We grilled.
And onions then you put the onions. They were good.
She ate them. I ate them. We each had 1.5 burgers, more than we needed. We air fried some French fries, and
they were really good.
It was the best we've ever done with the air fryer. And we had homemade applesauce. We had bought coleslaw for hot dogs earlier in the week.
And then
I don't.
Egg salad gets mentioned, and I go, I want that.
What's that?
Egg salad.
Ugh.
I love egg salad.
I don't eat egg salad.
Deviled eggs. What else?
So anyway, my daughters are like, you guys have been cooking a lot since we've been gone. We're like,
and I'm really craving Teenager's Delight.
Which is probably what we'll have when they come back. Yeah. Because they eat it too. Otherwise I'd have to have the recipe.
And like around here, I like probably somewhere else in Walmart too, like in the areas, like the Little Debbie brand has made ice cream flavors. And I wouldn't say I've tried them all, but
you've tried most of them.
The strawberry shortcake rolls.
Containers.
I tried that today and it's so good.
That's her new favorite ice cream.
Tastes like cheesecake. And it's really good.
So food, we've been doing that. We've been cooking, working out my oven, making sure it's staying super clean.
And yeah, you can just like for the stove. So instead of our old one where you have to take each the griddle off and they like connected but not really.
Not griddle.
Stove
burner cover.
Burner cover.
Not burners.
Yeah. So this whole thing just goes one.
Yeah, it opens up on its side.
So then the whole thing, and it kind of goes like
2
this.
grates.
Yeah, so it kind of just like goes like that, and there's your thing, and you just wipe it out.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit easier to clean.
Yeah.
And I don't have burner plates.
And you can't put thing that you used to put on.
Oh yeah, my
those.
burner covers, the metal ones, I can't put them on. I mean, I could, I just lay them on. And I said that's what we'll do when we die, because we usually put the burner covers on both sides, and then we can put tubs on for dyeing.
Okay.
Yes, we always check to make sure our oven's off, our stove is off. And we never use our oven when we dye anyway. Because not for the reason you think. It heats up the room too much, and we would be dying while we dye. So it's not to make sure that we don't heat the tubs sitting on top of the stove. It has nothing to do with that.
Oh, I'm gonna trophy.
Yeah, no, we actually, it just gets super hot. So we crank the air conditioning a little bit extra on our dye days. So even the day we package, because it gets a little warm. Yeah, we have the bright lights on and stuff that we don't normally.
There's just so much stuff around.
We're just talking about stuff. Anything else cross stitch related?
I don't know, cross stitch related, but hopefully we give you a video that
is worthy of a month wait. I feel so bad.
I feel like we're giving updates on like what happened. So
yes,
it's a lot of catching up.
It is a lot of catching up. And again, we are very sorry that we haven't put one out, but we do want you to know we still love Flosstube. We do not want to give it up. We still watch Flosstube. It just takes longer. And my husband's been watching it with me.
And I'm a lot drained from work.
Yeah, but life is kind of kicking us in the tush right now. Not bad things, all good things. It's just busy. And unfortunately, Flosstube is not the first thing that, it is the first thing that comes to my mind, but it's not high on the priority list. And I hate to say it that way, but because I love connecting with you all. Absolutely love it. But unfortunately it is what has to be pushed to the side because home and family first priority. Stitching, even my stitching comes after everything. Yeah, unfortunately. But the other day my husband's like, I'll leave you alone so you can stitch. Although he's been stitching with me, he already has his next project.
And
I just have to cut and
one
serge.
with Guy.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I have to cut and serge his fabric, get it ready, and he wants me to make him a project bag.
Yeah.
So I'm making that bag to be an 11 by 14 for his two biggest whips that we bought.
Okay.
Two biggest projects that we bought.
I also have like right now a small project in the giant bag because he'll have a big project eventually. Okay.
Which I think's, I don't know. He wants an envelope style bag. I wanted to experiment and do kind of like the vinyl front, but not the vinyl front.
I gotta figure out a project to take to work because I learned how to use a locker. Yes, I was gonna mention that earlier and I totally forgot. So I've had a locker since I started working. So today's technically, well, it's turning to be the 1st. So in 3 days, like tomorrow, I've worked for the company for a year, and then it'll be Hobby Lobby's 50th anniversary. But yeah, I had the locker up there, and then they traded it out, and I got one that was at the ground level because I usually leave my lunch bag there with a nice pack, and it's a bigger size, so I feel bad putting it into the fridge. But we have 2 fridges. But no, my best friend there, Sarah, showed me how to open up a locker, and I actually got it in. But the one time, something that happens when you homeschool is you never use a locker. Yeah, cause I feel like my worker is just like, oh, you don't know how to use one? I'm kind of just like, when? And they have keys. Why can't we just get keys? Yeah, I think people have lost them. Yeah, the combination thingy, the dial is sticky. You didn't take your cloth in. I'm going to tomorrow. I did take a paper towel for the inside because there was just some sort of stain. I was like, it was gross. There was a tube of chapstick in there. There was even like a screw. Chapstick, if you didn't understand that. Sorry. And there was like a screw and like a hook for like the framing hardware. I was just like, who just like how somehow got it in their pocket and they tossed it. I was just like, okay, but my purse fits and everything, so especially with like audit season, and they're always like, don't leave your bags there. So I'm just like, okay. So if I can definitely keep practicing, because when I first got there, the last day I worked or something, I was rushing, so I was just like, I can't get open. I'll get it in later or something. But hopefully I get better at doing that. All right. Anything else before we wrap up? So, did I say that I wanted to figure out a whip for work?
No.
Yeah, so I gotta figure out a project. If you guys remember any of my whips that might be small enough to take.
So I asked somebody, do we have a photo album on our phone with all the cover photos of everything that you are working on?
No.
No. Because I was like, I could just flip through that, you know. So I think we need to take some projects up with us for somebody to take pictures.
Tomorrow?
Yes. And then she'd have her own album. So I don't even know all her whips offhand. But yes, she wants something small enough that she can just leave in her locker all the time.
So like
and
probably our regular sized
well, even something like this, right?
something like that would definitely work. So
Yeah.
and if it could be on a Q snap, that would work. But this size bag, if the project
So
could
nothing
be in there.
11 by 17.
Right.
Nothing big.
But now I'm thinking, do I just leave it in the bag but bring that Q snap?
I would probably do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not gonna gather dust in the locker.
Well, no, because you'd be pulling it out every day.
Yeah. Okay.
Or put it inside of a gallon bag or something.
Or I do have project bags that are a little bit taller, so still bring that but store this in them.
Or
And just like
just use the bigger one.
that every time.
Yep. Loosen it up. All right. Plans. You just heard them.
Yeah.
All right. So we will see you next time. Not telling you when because we don't even know.
Happy stitching!